Okay, as promised, I'm going to make a video that is about how to draw 3D. Okay, because I promised I would in the how to draw bags with cute eyes. This video is way better than the last one. But yep. So right now, I'm going, okay, so first, we're going to do 3D circle. Start out by drawing a circle or an oval, but I'm going to do a circle. And then whichever way you want it to look 3D, just add like semicircle or something. Wrapping up. Never mind, sorry, let me get rid of that one. I don't draw well upside down. It's okay if you accidentally do like a bump when it isn't supposed to have when you make it too wide or too short. That's fine. In fact, I accidentally just made it way too wide. Way too big. The bigger, okay, so you add something like that. The bigger it is, the more space you want it to take up. And it's okay if it doesn't turn out great, and you may have to do some erasing. Oh, I forgot the supplies, dang it. So the supplies are gonna be a pencil, and if your pencil doesn't have a built-in eraser, or if it does, or if the eraser broke off or something, you'll need an eraser. But you can also just always get a marker or something else, except I always prefer and recommend and suggest a pencil, because then you can erase mistakes. So you won't take up as much space. I mean, some people are the kind that just crosses things out, or they don't even erase at all. They just take up they use a different corner, or just use the back of the paper. Okay, so the circle is done. Now we're going to do that for a squiggle. You want to draw something like this. And remember, you always want to do the corner, like the edges like that. And then there's that kind, but there's also a different kind. There's this kind. And remember, you can, whenever it turns, you can, so basically, just let me erase. So basically, it looks like that, and you can add lines if you want. They don't really give it that smooth look that really gives it a 3D look, but look, I'm gonna erase the pencil marks. And that's what it looks like. So basically, you just want, for any shape, you just want to like follow that line, and you always kind of want to end it like going like. Okay, for a square, you probably know this already, but if not, allow me to demonstrate. Draw two lines that look like this. Then, depending on which side you want it, draw a line connecting them. Like that. Then you want to draw like two lines that basically meet at the same end here. Okay, no, sorry, that's kind of stupid. Arg. I'm gonna just erase that. I'm gonna restart. Sorry. It's been a while since I've used this. So you want to draw something like that. Connect both lines like that. Then want to do that using a line to connect both of them, both of the you want to connect them like that. Then you got the top and kind of the sides. Then you want to connect the sides together like that. And then last but not least, connect the front back like that. And then you got a cube. It's see-through, but you can also just erase all the lines that are within. So people don't know that you use this technique. And so when people ask you, how did you draw that? You can just say, a magician or a wizard or whatever never reveals his or her secrets. Ding. So then you got that cube. Now you may be asking me, how do I draw a 3D triangle? Well, you start out by drawing a normal triangle, all sides the same length. You can use a ruler or just at least triangle that looks enough like a triangle. And the lines don't necessarily have to be straight. So once you've drawn that normal triangle, you kind of want to do a tick at the top. And depending on how thick you want it to be, you make that the tick going wide, going farther. And then you use a line, and you draw all the way to the length of all the way until it reaches the end of the line it's facing, like that. And then another tick that's reaching out, like that. Ding ding, done. Now we're going to do shading. Shading is used to make it also stuff to look 3D. I mean, it's not just 3D. If it's just white and has that sides, you also want to do some shading. Let's do a pyramid. Here, I'm going to show you how to draw the shape and then shading. Shading is basically where you do it from, is basically ranging from darkest to lightest. And you can use special kinds of pencils too, but basically you can also just stick with one pencil and use less strength when you want it lighter and use more strength when you want it darker. So basically, here's the thing to start out with shading. You can create a rectangle on a piece of paper. It doesn't have to be straight. And you could either practice shading on the sides, on the top. Normally you shade on the sides. But basically what I'm trying to do right now is then you separate it into some boxes, and you can separate the boxes again. You can make as many boxes as possible, but I just do the shades that are lightest. By the way, you can test them by doing some light ones and lighter and lighter and lighter. And then you shade the top box or the bottom box. You have to choose one or the other. Dark as possible. I'm just gonna go with one, and it has to stay in. Okay, I just said top box. Then you shade the next box lighter, but just slightly lighter. Like that. And you continue to get lighter and lighter until you either reach the top or bottom. And you can also leave one of them blank if you wish, because you might not have enough shades, or you might not, or it might be kind of hard to do lighter, and also just counts as shading too. I want to add slightly a few lines in the box before, unless, like, kind of like that, unless you already did the one above. And then you have shading. That's basically shading going lighter and darker. And you can also use kneadable eraser or your finger to blend it in. Of course, expect to get something on your finger. You're going to get some of the graphite on your finger. By the way, graphite sticks to, like, so when you draw with a pencil, the graphite some graphite dust or powder sticks to the paper, and whenever you use something like an eraser, your finger, you cause friction. The heat makes the graphite stick to your finger. Oh, I should put that in the tide. So you keep rubbing until it's nice and blended in. And by the way, the graphite will wear off after a while, basically a few minutes. But yeah, and then shaded. So you want to do that on the side normally, or depending on where the sun is, where the light's blasting, you do that. And you can also do it under chins, that kind of stuff. And bye. This is the end of this video.